Frank. What's the weirdest thing you've ever saw in here?
Let me ask you a question, kid. Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
Hey, we gonna party tonight or what?
Yeah, we are gonna party.
Well, where are we gonna party?
I don't know, somewhere.
Hey, we could go to the park.
Oh, no, we can't. The cops said they'd shoot us if we go back to the park.
Yeah, and I ain't in no mood to die tonight.
I like death.
Ghouls, and welcome to minute 62 of Do You Want to Party, the Movies by Minute podcast for the 1985 groundbreaking horror classic, The Return of the Living Dead. I'm your host, Troy, and once again, I'm joined by the show's dynamic duel.
This is Ahmed, aka Horror Savvy.
This is Natasha. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of all the weird nicknames that I have. I'm like, none of them work for this. I know.
The whole podcast.
It's just Natasha.
For now.
All right. Okay, welcome back, kids. And we're going to start this particular minute off with a warning that doesn't work and ends with introducing the next featured creature. Okay, so as we gaze out through the viewport of the security door at the back of the Resurrection Funeral Home, we see a tableau play out before us. A newly arrived ambulance, its occupants now gathered at the rear, witness a fallen body of a fellow paramedic, identified by similar garb to themselves. The non-moving form laid out near the back of the first ambulance to arrive at this location. Heavy rain still making seeing any distance very difficult. Jumping to rescue mode, both the yellow-jacketed men rush to their fallen co-worker. However, either from the pouring weather or distance, a combination of both, they can't hear the protest of Spider being yelled at them.
Don't go over there!
As they stutter to a stop from their rush, the two paramedics instinctively crouch to examine the body before them. Upon that instance, from stage right, a gaggle of bodies swarm them, to which are preceded by howling and screaming. Witnessing the approaching siege, both men start to make a hasty retreat. One of them barely turns while still crouched before several creatures set upon him and quickly cover him with a pile of bodies. His partner fares slightly better, managing to stand upright and sprint away, only to be forcefully tackled from behind by a slightly faster monster who leads a second wave emerging from the other side of the original called ambulance. And once down on the ground, he meets the grisly fate of his partner as others dogpile him. Meanwhile, back inside the embalming room, Spider, Bert, Scuzz, and Ernie gather closely at the open viewport, watching the disaster play out. Scuzz closes his eyes in remorse of what he's seen as Bert remarks his wonderment of the situation. Followed by Spider's hypothesis of the future events.
We're gonna kill everybody that comes here.
As if on cue, a window shatters, so close that all four men turn in its direction and go investigate. Tina is still seated on the floor in front of the sofa, lovingly and protectively holding her boyfriend, Freddy, close to her, cradling his head, which is turned to a practical profile angle. His stiff arms slightly shaking as his chest heaves heavily. Tina caresses his hair and kisses his head as her eyes track the group of four, once again leaving her and the two sick men alone. The double doors to allow easy removal of merchandise of the surplus coffin storage room, the final place to be boarded up, as Bert is first to step through, followed by the others. Cries and wails ahead of him. His trusty lead pipe securely held in his hand, he comes to the compromised opening. Several boards having been pushed aside after the window was breached, And with as much energy that he can muster, Bert brings down his weapon on the array of arms reaching through the broken barricade. He gets 2 solid hits in before Spider, wielding his hammer, joins in. Leaning against the wall opposite from Bert, he takes several swings at the protruding limbs. Apparently, when they were in this room, they had left their surplus of weapons, as Ernie retrieves another hammer, and Scuzz picks up a long pole double-ended axe. As Scuzz raises his new weapon high, he cautiously brings it down as if to make sure he doesn't hit anyone that he's working with, but also to target one particular arm. Spider and Bert give room to Scuzz as he concentrates on severing a particular appendage, occasionally taking a wild swing with their individual weapons. Ernie tries to replace the large wooden board at one side as the 3 others take wild shots at the creatures, still wanting entry. A few calculated blows from the axe, and Scuzz severs the limb. Few more shots at the portion that fell in and onto the floor. Bert, realizing that they have a bit of an opening, makes a call for action.
Watch out, let me get this board back up.
And as Ernie has secured one end, the closest person, Scuzz, helps to lift the wood onto a secure place. To steady himself, he holds an already solid plank that, unfortunately for him, is a little too close to a brownish-green hand, which grabs his wrist. The shocking surprise has Scuzz yell as a synthetic-sounding organ accentuates the sequence. He tries to pull away and begs for assistance. Spider now pulls on his other arm, drawing him temporarily from the window. Without notice, Spider's grip on Scuzz lets go, and Scuzz is yanked violently towards the opening between still solid wood planks. Spider gets a new grip on Scuzz as Scuzz pushes himself against the previously mentioned plank. However, the brown-green hand has a more secure hold on him as it's grasping the back of Scuzz's head at his neck, pulling him once again back outside. As his head sticks outside into the rain, we witness the owner of the arm, and its second arm now wraps around the other side of Scuzz's head. He looks up in horror as the skeletal form makes a digital-sounding screech as her open jaw bites down on Scuzz's frontal lobe. Inside, Spider pulls Scuzz back. However, his now passenger has bitten through his scalp and skull to have a Monty Python-esque fountain of blood spray out as Scuzz cries out wildly. The female creature feasting away. Stunned by the scene, everyone jumps back uncontrollably. With what little he can do, Scuzz struggles to push the corpse off of him, and after retrieving the axe, Bert begins to savagely chop away at the spine of the creature. Blood from Scuzz's wound coats the wood barricade like paint. With a final triumphant yell, Bert's tool finally severs the ghoul in half. Scuzz, with the now blood-soaked animated head thing still chomping away, falls to his back on the floor. Both Bert and Spider jump into action to finally separate the two. Using what looks like to be the handle of the mallet, Spider pins the half-corpse in place, while grabbing Scuzz by the feet, Bert starts to turn his body away, and that's where we end this minute. All right, so we finally got some real good monster action and all that after being a little slow for a little bit and all that, and it just beginning and end. We just got like really nice bookends of like horror of what this movie actually is. There's no time to lighten up the situation, all that sort of thing, and we lose another cast member in this particular minute.
It's always interesting to me with these zombies is like they're all rotted, but like they bite through like skulls.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like when he violently got pulled through the window. I'm like, her arm is like my index finger. I'm not like, I don't know, man. Like that's pretty rough. Like you work out. I'm like that. They pulled like as if it was you on the other side.
Yeah, no, exactly. For some strange reason, it's also because of the situation. Obviously, yes. This
No,
creature you should have been able he should have easily been able to, especially with Spider also assisting him.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, the corpse should have been pulled into the room completely and all that sort of
Yeah.
thing. But again, we know we're in a horror film. We know we have to have
Yeah,
a
it's a horror
kill.
comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
No, and it's still
Yeah.
It's
fun.
more surprising to me the teeth.
The teeth?
Yeah.
The teeth
Oh,
surprises
and that's
more
yeah,
than me.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Biting through a skull
Hmm.
with like rotten gums.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It would have been
Yeah.
hilarious to just see her teeth fold inwards.
I like mine. Bendy teeth.
Yeah, if they didn't fold inwards, they would have like shoved
Right?
up into and all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Well, I guess not really, because technically without gums, they would just be bone on bone sort of thing, right? So that's probably the reason why it has a little easier. Also, the thing is, because they're dead, they don't have, I mean, there's nothing stopping them from slowing down. Like
Yeah.
if you were like
And we can't get
obviously
behind the science. I mean, like you think about like a dog's like pressure of their bite would not be able to bite through your skull unless it was a
yeah.
really big dog.
They have really good
But
enamel,
like
maybe.
this skeleton,
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Of all the things, yeah, it's
right?
not even
It's
like a
interesting because
one
like
with a lot
usually
of flesh
zombies
on
don't
it. Yeah.
attack the head. Like they
No,
want the
no, yeah.
brain, but like in this specifically, that's like this is
Yeah.
like the whole
Just
brains,
chew it.
right? Like, but
I don't
Yeah,
blame
they get that extra little like upgraded to the teeth as soon as they
yeah,
come back from the dead and they're able to bite through anything. Well, I mean, again, look at what happened earlier to Spider and the condition of Tarman's mouth and all that sort
mm-hmm.
of thing. So
Yep. No,
it's
same
like
deal. Just
yeah,
a thing that
exactly.
happens. It's an ongoing thing in this one.
For sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course, because I mean, what is it that was able to tear the head off of the ambulance driver? Because we
Yeah.
see him earlier, the one guy's just got a bowl of a head in front of him, like the top of his head is completely missing. I mean, they probably didn't have tools to do that. Someone like chomped away enough at it and
Yeah.
then yeah,
It would have been
cracked it
nice
open
to have
like
a
a
nice
coconut.
little like a nice sound effect when she bites through the skull, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's just too much going on, and I think that
Yeah.
also might be the reason why they threw that musical sting in it to accent the
Yeah,
sequence,
I
to
get it.
just sort of cover over and all that sort of thing.
I
So
want to hear
yeah,
hear the little crunch.
but what would
the
the sound
crunch,
be?
yeah.
Like an
Yeah,
apple?
like, I don't know, like, yeah, something like that in a sense,
Oh
but
my
like,
God.
because it's not soft.
Like a candy
No,
apple? Would
Yeah,
that be
yeah,
like
it's like she's
that? Like
biting
what would be the
cotton
what?
candy.
Cotton candy. Yeah, okay. Well, what would be the sound?
Like I don't know, like something like biting into the watermelon, like with the like it's shell slash coating
Some
skin.
ASMR version.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, you also have to take into consideration the skin is very thin at that point on the
Yeah.
scalp and all that sort of thing. So you're
yeah, no,
going
that's what I want
right
to. I
into
want to.
bone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I
you'd
would-
have to, it would be like trying to bite through like a piece of uncooked lasagna to break
I
through the
want the sound of
bone.
a raw onion.
Ooh.
Ooh, a raw onion, that does, yeah, as I'm like the imagination plays out in the head and all that sort of thing. That would probably be like a nice bite
Right?
into a raw onion. That would be a really good sound to. Yeah, because as soon as your teeth pierce into it, you can then
Yeah,
tear away,
right?
because that's what happens when you bite into an onion, you can tear away afterwards, and that's what you got because it then, yeah, no, that's good. I like that. I like that. Into a
Make
raw
fun of
onion.
us.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So over on the commentary track with director and writer Dan O'Bannon and the production designer William Stout. And as the paramedics advance, Dan O'Bannon mentions how the rain machine again, as a lingering mention from the previous minute, where the shot is now at the Olive Grove. It's not at the actual giant warehouse where they have all the sets put up, and and though it's just a door that they brought to the Olive Grove to shoot the camera through this actual sequence, and how they had the rain machines again. When the one paramedic gets tackled, William Stout uh, accents it by saying "bam" and points out how he really gets hit hard. He really gets hit hard. Dan adds that he's definitely was, and he was and he was tackled out of his feet. So once inside the casket room, Dan O'Bannon mentions that this is a good example of chopping arms. The pipe, the claw hammer, and the axe. He goes on to say how it was very difficult to how it wasn't very difficult to do or to be very dangerous, even though it looks like people could. In fact, the only time anyone actually did get hurt was just an accidental slip and fall into something. So this particular sequence was definitely not dangerous at all. And once the blood spurts, Dan O'Bannon joyfully announces finally getting his fountain of blood 3 times in a row during the sequence. So one other thing to point out that I would like to point out about the sequence is when we are inside the casket room and looking out, we see a total of 3 actual bodies, stuntmen that are reaching in. Obviously, we're not going to have any old person just sticking their hands in and all that sort of thing. We're going to have rubber mallets, like rubber pipe and whatnot, hacking away at these actors and all that sort of thing. In a particular shot, you can see a close-up of 2 of these stunt performers. I call them stunt performers because previously in the movie where where they were first using that high boy to block up the front door, there's a sequence where you can just for like 2 frames see the 2 stuntmen that are pushing back against the high boy as it's being pushed back into place, and they have similar looking masks. They're these latex things that just look like they're quickly pulled over their head sort of thing. Not a lot of detail. One of them has a little bit of detail and all that sort of thing. Looks a little more rotted and all that sort of thing. So obviously they've made a different one, but it's a very simplistic mask that has been pulled over these gentlemen. So obviously this might even be the same stuntmen from the previous shot that are used, just now wearing a different mask, but their outfits seem to look kind of similar to the previous used shot and all that sort of thing. So I just wanted to point that out before we got any further. All right, so according to the script, again, we're dealing with the story and screenplay by Dan O'Bannon, and this is the revision from October 1983. And again, it's based on a story and screenplay by John Russo, Rudy Rickey, and Russell Steiner. Now we start off with their POV through the peephole drizzle because we're in the middle of the sequence and all that. All right, the 2 new paramedics get out and walk around and look at the first ambulance. A bunch of corpses lurching out of the darkness grab the new paramedics and eat their brains. Inside the embalming room, the humans groan and curse. Tina, oh my God, they're going to kill us. Everyone that comes here, they've got to get some way so we can warn them. We've got to phone out. Bert, the phone's dead, lady. Beat, we've got to run for the cars. Ernie, who wants to go first? Tina, what are we going to do? There's another crash from the conference storage room. Interior, coffin, storage room, night, rain. Ernie, Bert, Meat, and Scuzz come in to find corpses coming through the window. They rush over and start bashing the limbs of the corpses as they come in. Between the hammers and the axe, they make a real mess and leave some twitching pieces on the floor. Scuzz tries to push a board with his free that has come free, and as he does so, a corpse grabs his wrist. Scuzz struggling, squealing. Scuzz, make it let go! Make it let go! Before he can pull free, the corpse bites into his head. With a shriek, Scuzz throws himself back from the window, pulling the corpse halfway inside. Its hands now fastened around his head. The others leap into the rescue, attacking the corpse. Bert swinging his axe, striking the thing's midsection. It continues to eat Scuzz's head. Bert chops and chops until he hacks the corpse in two. It falls into the room with its upper half still clutching Scuzz's head. Meat jams his sledgehammer down against the corpse, pinning him to the floor. Bert and Ernie grab Scuzz by the feet and drag him away from the corpse. And that's where we finish off this minute. So, when it'll be edited differently for the audience listening to this sort of thing, but as Ahmed and Natasha has discovered, I had to jump a little bit all over the script to relay the portion of the movie that is in the script. So what has actually happened is here's how it goes. So when the second paramedics are attacked, Frank in the script form, the next thing to come about is Frank and Freddie and Tina are moved to the chapel. Then we get the crash. Then Ernie, Scuzz, Spider, and Bert, according to the script, go to the supply closet, which we've seen quite a few minutes ago and all that sort of thing. And then the script goes to the coffin sequence and all that sort of thing. So according to the script, Frank and Freddie and Tina are already locked away in the chapel, which that whole entire sequence plays out in the script. Hence the reason why I have to jump like 10 pages to catch up to what actually has in the, and I wasn't about to read 10 pages of the movie knowing that, well, we're going to get to those in a couple of minutes anyways in the actual movie, so I'll get to those and all that sort of thing. So that's why it was a little bit bumbling of me getting to that, because I had to go sequence here, jumped a little bit here. Oh, this is where we get to there, and then we jump to another sequence and whatnot. So it's just reworking the script according to the edit of the final film.
Yeah. As for the script, it would have been nice to actually see all those like little twitchy fingers and stuff on the floor.
Exactly. Yeah. There's like, oh, there's a lot more. But again, I'm pretty sure it's like a budgetary thing.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Also, the fact that we know that even if limbs are severed, the limbs are still going to be moving around.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. But again, yeah, we don't get. Again, I think they just Yellow Man's arm sequence is probably the best we're going to see of an animated corpse piece, and we've already shown it, so we don't need to show it a second time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, hey, if Evil Dead could do it, they could have done it on that budget, you know?
Exactly. All right, so that brings us to the work print comparison, where they compile the footage into one long version, which they then edit down to get to our final version. The nice thing is it's obviously going to be a longer version. So when we're dealing with minute 61 to 62, the actual work print comparison is actually minute 72:16 to 73:24. So we get a nice little longer, and plus we're also have enough footage that we're like 10 minutes more than what our final version is. So the shot of the Sankey Line ambulance of the paramedics is slightly longer before cutting back inside. So we get a nice little extra thing of that secondary ambulance guy being piled on a little more, which is kind of cool.
Second paramedic, it like totally like just like tackled, like this taken right out. Like I didn't notice that until like you've seen it like the eighth time. He keeps playing the movie back and forth like the same minute, and like I just noticed that the second paramedic is just like annihilated.
That second paramedic is taken right off of his feet with that tackle. Yeah. A close-up of Tina and Freddie. Tina is way more scared and upset than the final film version, so it looks like it's a different actual shot altogether. Scuzz struggling a little more before he is finally bit. The exterior shot actually of Scuzz outside is actually missing from the work print comparison.
Hmm.
The blood gag is longer in the work print comparison, and we get a few different shots of it as well that we don't get in the final shot, in the final version. And when falling to the floor, the half corpse moves like a puppet, more as um, and it's also a pulled back shot, so we actually get more coverage of the actual room. Also, when Spider and Bert go to separate the two, it's originally a pulled back shot as well. So that going is basically covers everything that we have for this particular minute. Anything that you guys want to add about this particular minute now that we're back into the action of an actual zombie film and that after a few slow, oh, nothing much is happening here sort of minutes.
Oh no, it's a fun, energetic minute. I mean,
Hmm.
like I said, the tackle is very entertaining.
And I saw your
Yes.
like eyes light up.
And then like, we cut into this. My whole thing with this particular minute is like the way they're hitting like the arms is like very like it's like very unconvincing, you know? Like their swings are all being slowed down and we see a little too much of that. It would have been better off if they kind of shot it from the other angle just to kind of see them swing. We wouldn't even have to see them hitting anything, just to see them swinging in full force kind of deal at
Oh, so
nothing.
you want a shot from the window into the room sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
If
just to
if they're
see.
gonna do it like this, then yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
just to give it a little bit more punch. But aside from that, yeah, no, it's enjoyable. And obviously, like the half corpse lady zombie
Hmm.
is probably one of the best zombies and most well known. So like obviously that looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of like as much as we see in the minute. I mean, after the biting to the head, they separate and it's over.
Yeah.
The rest shall be for the next minute.
Exactly, exactly. One thing you got to point out is that the half corpse, she is white hair to begin with when she's introduced. It's only she becomes a redhead once she bites into Scuzz's head.
It's not
So
that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy in real
yeah.
life.
No,
Trust
it's definitely not. It's definitely not. No.
me. Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that the character is portrayed mostly in like when you see artwork and all that, she's got her red hair and all that sort
Yeah.
of thing. But it's actually only due to the fact that she has basically chomped onto one of our characters' head to
Yeah.
take him out of
Well,
the film.
well,
So
kind of like flamingos, right? Like flamingos eat the shrimp and then they
the
become
shrimp, and
pink.
because that's why they're pink
So it's
because
like
of the amount of
she,
shrimp they eat. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's anyway.
But this is more of a dye job than an actual.
It is.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
if she got what she wanted, then maybe.
For
Like,
sure, for
you
sure,
know,
for
she was
sure.
like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
anyway. My only
But
critique.
yes,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, but again, I was just going back. That it is a devastating like football tackle that that one paramedic
Oh yeah.
gets from that zombie, and it's just like phenomenal to watch again and again. Because of course, when you're dealing with 1 minute of a movie and you're making notes and all that sort of thing, you got to keep going back and watching it over and over and over again to make sure you didn't miss anything. But yeah, no, that guy gets tackled right out of his shoes practically. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then to get like I said in the description, like a dog piled on by like four or five of them, it just like it's fascinating. How the script mentions that we actually see them actually their brains getting eaten, all that sort of thing is kind of cool. But also, like I just mentioned about the script, this is where we get to the point where they call in for more paramedics, which is
Yeah.
kind of neat. The script actually goes to the point where they call in for more paramedics, which
It
is
jumps
which
ahead a
is
bit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, yeah.
Another fun moment here is like when they're like trying to pull the half corpse off,
Hmm.
and he like goes to grab the plank of wood from behind, and he grabs his cardboard lid and he throws it aggressively to the side, and it like gently swoops over and just falls on top of the
Yeah.
corpse,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of there, and then it's gone. And the next moment, it's shifted over, right? It's like it never happened. They're like, oh, it's like, oh shit, we covered up the the special effects.
I mean, my only
But
critique is that there's not enough rip pants in this scene. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you texted us the what do you call it? Like the minute, I'm like, I was looking at everyone's pants. I'm
yeah, yeah.
like, is this? No,
Do
it's not.
you? Yeah. Well, now we're getting into high energy of the whole entire thing. I mean,
Yeah.
always when your fortress gets compromised, everyone is going to be on high tension, all that sort of thing. Plus, we've also just lost a character after witnessing two others get taken out as well. So yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap that. That's gonna wrap up this particular minute. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Natasha, for joining me for this particular minute of the movie. Thank you,
Yeah, man.
audience, for joining in. Hopefully, everyone had a happy 40th Return to Living Dead anniversary this previous weekend to the release of this particular episode. Um, Again, thank you, audience, for like slowly but surely the numbers are getting bigger and all that sort of thing, getting more reactions from different posts and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of cool to see. Again, thank you, Ahmed, Natasha, audience. I got nothing else to say except see you next Wednesday.
You've just been listening to a Planet Geek production of Do You Want to Party? A Movies by Minute podcast of the 1985 The Return of the Living Dead. Please be sure to subscribe, download, comment, share, rate, and review. Be sure to follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, or Letterboxd. Search for Planet Geek Productions. X, former Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, search for Planet Geek Pod. Or send us an email to planetgeekpod@gmail.com. Our closing music is provided by Night Chill. See the show notes for more details. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and farewell, fiends.
Upon that,
Fall asleep.
no,
I didn't want to say it. So you
I
sleep
have
with
no idea
eyes
what the
open.
word is I just wrote out.
Just make it up as you go.
Okay, no, I realized that there are letters missing from that word.
Nice. I must have wrote
All
that
right.
one.
Tina. Oh my God, they're gonna kill everyone that comes here. There's got to be some way to. Wow, what is wrong with my eyes?
I
Tina,
didn't
oh
have a
my
rest.
God. Yeah, exactly. I didn't get enough rest. Yeah.
He's
All right.
I thought of like what's it called? Home movies. But you've ruined me with that, by the way.
I introduced
No,
certain home movies.
nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was actually a pretty well done series for what it
I love
was.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
my favorite show that we're watching out of all the things he's ever shown me. Yeah, anyway,
Nice.
but yeah. No, I'm like we've watched like Daredevil and Punisher, and I'm just like, aside from like you do what you gotta do, Madani, like I don't know, I'm good.
Hmm.
I'm really enjoying the home movies, but yeah, the Walter and Perry, like anyway, sorry. Ahmed
That's
does
okay.
a phenomenal job of imitating them, believe it or not.
Nice.
Like like the voice as well as the what do you call it? Like what they would say. Like coming
Okay. Yeah.
in a situation. So I'm trying to catch up, but anyway. Sorry, so you said oh my God in the last couple seconds and I'm just like an entire dialogue just started in my mind, the two of
Gotcha.
them. Sorry.
Okay, let's go back to that then.
I know, I'm sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's okay. That's okay. No, because film all of the footage that they're going to be using for the movie come. Yep, they do, don't they? Yep, they do this. They swing their hands back and forth too.
Hmm.
They compile it together. Wow, the word compile, I could not. Yeah,
I
they
mean, that's
compile it together.
not an
What was
everyday
that?
word. It's not an everyday word.
Compile.
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 Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, Do you remember whose pants it was that
No.
got
It
ripped
was
and
a
all that
cop.
stuff?
But
It was one of the reinforcements. I think that's coming.
No, I think it's a
It
zombie.
was a cop. No,
I don't know. Anyway, it's like minute like I don't know. It's like
no.
an hour and eight
Pretty
or
sure
something.
it was. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it a cop?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It was like a bigger cop.
It's beige pants, if that helps.
Okay, okay.
Beige pants.
Again, I remember there being the sequence. I just can't remember where it is, but I
It's
will
coming up.
definitely make sure. No, it is definitely coming up. It is definitely coming in. It
Right.
hasn't happened yet, but
Yeah,
yes,
it's like
I'll
an hour and
definitely
8 minutes. I found it today. I was
Okay, so well, we're coming up. Well, we are at an hour and 2 minutes into the movie. So yes, I guess we're gonna have at the very least Natasha come back from the next couple of minutes.
I don't know what I would say. I'd just be like, it's great. Pay attention, everybody. Take notes.